Good morning and take two. Oh, what a morning it's starting out to be. I'd like to welcome you to an open collab. That's right, an open collab, and it's called Tea Tuesday. And it is hosted by Life with Patti. And what you drink is a beverage of your choice. Now, when this started, you could drink whatever you liked. This morning, I am having hot chocolate. It was pretty much to the top. But when I started my first video, Ivor, the big dog, decided to hit the table. The little table I'm using, it's on wheels. Cocoa went everywhere. But the good thing is it didn't get on my recipes. I've got some great recipes here. I went digging, which I didn't have to dig too far, but I went digging. And let's get started. And thank you, Patti, for hosting this. I've been with you for a long time now. I know at least 2 years. I don't know if you've gone 2 or 3 years with us. But anywho, when you bake from scratch, use SACO, Saco Premium Cocoa. Saco Cultured Buttermilk Blend. Enjoy the rich chocolatey flavor of the finest naturals of Dutch chocolates and the old-fashioned goodness of real buttermilk. Well, with buttermilk, you can take milk and vinegar. You can take, I forget how, I think it's like 1 cup of milk to a teaspoon of vinegar. Don't quote me on this, but it's been a long time. But anywho, I've used this premium chocolate, and it does taste good, but I've also used Hershey's with the same recipe. I've used the knockoff brand with the same recipe. You know, so use what you got. Here we go. And I'll also, if you want these recipes, they will be in my description box down below. And everything else you may want. That was Maggie this time. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a cocoa fudge cake. 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2/3 cups of baking cocoa, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 cups of water, 2 eggs, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoons of soda, 6 tablespoons of, it says Saco Buttermilk Blend, 1/2 cup of shortening, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Buttermilk blend. You could just use buttermilk. Have ingredients at room temperature, heat oven at 350, grease and flour a 13 by 9 by 2 baking dish or 2 8 by 9 layer pans. Sift together the dry ingredients in a large mixing bowl and remaining ingredients. Blend a 1/2 minute on low speed, scraping the bowl constantly. Beat 3 minutes on high speed, scraping the bowl. Occasionally pour into pans. Bake in an oblong pan 35 to 40 minutes. Layer pans 30 to 35 minutes, or until the toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Frost with cocoa butter frosting. Actually, it's funny, I've got cocoa butter frosting. I'll give you that one. But also, out of my recipe box, I've got this one for chocolate peanut butter icing. That sounds good too. But the cocoa butter frosting is 1/3 of buttered margarine. I'm trying not to have the sun in my eyes. Where am I? Okay. 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of milk, a 1/3 cup of baking cocoa, 2 cups of confectionery sugar. In a medium saucepan, melt over low heat or melt butter in a microwave in a 1-quart container. Remove melted butter from the heat and cocoa and stir until well blended. Add vanilla. Beat in the confectionery sugar and milk until it's smooth and of spreading consistency. Add additional milk if necessary. Mix enough to fill and frost 2 8x9 layers or 1 13x9-inch cake. Now, I want to stop right there for a moment. As you all know, our cake mixes have, they started out with 8 point something, and then some of the cake mixes went down to 16 point something, and now they're down to 13 point something ounces. You know, you're better off to make homemade, much inexpensive to make versus buying a cake mix. Now you're going to have to buy like 2 cake mixes to make one product. And cake mixes aren't cheap anymore. You can get some at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. You can get some knockoff brands for $1, a little more than $1 now. Still, it all adds up. You make a homemade cake or brownies or whatever, you're gonna get a cake. You're not gonna get something like this. You're gonna get this. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. Sorry, I had the sun in my eyes. The first take, the sun was real bad. I had to get up and pull the shade. And then the dog dumped cocoa all over my stand. So we're starting off good. Here we go. Easy. Okay, fudgy cocoa brownies. 1/2 cup or 1 stick butter or margarine, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of chopped nuts, 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of baking cocoa, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It's not so bad now. Okay, then you're going to preheat your oven to 350. You're going to grease an 8x8x2 pan in a medium saucepan. Melt the shortening over low heat or melt shortening in a microwave in a 1-quart container. Remove the melted shortening from heat in cocoa and stir until well blended. Add sugar and mix well. Add eggs 1 at a time and beat well. Stir in the vanilla, flour, and salt. Do not overbeat. Yes, please do not overbeat. Fold in the nuts, spread in the prepared pan, and bake 25 to 30 minutes or until the toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Frost with cocoa butter frosting. Yes, now I'm going to do this. I don't know how well you can see it with the sun coming in if you want to do a still. But I also will give you the recipes in my description box. So we have more if you're interested in these old recipes. I say old, but you know, they're not, I don't know, probably 15, probably 20 years old. But anywho, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that bell. And you never know what's going to be on my videos. Have a great day. God bless. And at the end of this video, I'm going to stick a picture in of the dogs. Bye now.